In 3, 2, 1. Welcome again to another fantastic, exciting episode of Buddy Talks. It's me again. How's it going, guys? I know we left you on a little to-be-continued cliffhanger last week. So again, this week we have Mike.
I'm back.
And I'm not going to even lie. It's like literally right after the last episode, so we're not going to even have to do a where's your head at because nothing's really changed.
My head's in the same spot. I'm wearing the same shirt.
He's feeling good. I'm feeling good. Life is great. For the most part, it's cold. Well, cooling off. It's
off.
Florida cold,
Yeah.
so it's 57 degrees out.
Ooh, it's getting cooler.
Exactly.
I may have to get a hat.
Hey, there you go. You might have to have a windbreaker jacket in here a little bit.
Did you notice my jacket when I came in?
No, I didn't.
Did you notice what kind of jacket it was?
No.
So it's navy blue.
Uh-huh.
See, but I don't know if you can tell.
Oh, you got a members only jacket?
That's right.
Nice.
I ran into another person with one earlier today.
That's funny.
Gave me a thumbs up.
Only you guys would do that.
Us old schoolers who do things the old way.
But hey, man, I'm right there being old school with you too, so I understand it. But I also understand that we have some housekeeping to do. And again, thanks again, everyone, for listening to us. We greatly appreciate it. Keep all the comments and stuff flowing. I'm going to have to do a comment episode here in a little bit because I had to do some research on some of the stuff we've talked about so I know what the comments are referencing.
Oh, nice.
But if you go ahead and give us a 5-star rating and a written text review, it'll be awesome because what that's going to do is pretty much spread the message of giving out digital hugs to everyone.
I love the digital hug still.
I do too. So last week we talked about consuming media, and we hit the movie portion, and that we pretty much went on with it, and it just nonstop barrage.
That's what we do.
I'm hoping you guys enjoyed that because we have something similar again this week. This time, we're gonna pivot a little bit from movies, and we're gonna pretty much get into consumption on like television.
Oh, good old TV.
Good old TV consumption.
That's a good pivot.
Yeah. I for one, I don't have cable anymore. I cut the cord.
Yeah, I haven't had cable for a while either.
Ever since me and the live studio audience got our house, that was September of 2017, I haven't had cable. I didn't think I would have been able to do it. But I've managed to kind of get by because, one, a lot of the TVs that I have in the house, or we have either Apple TV or it has a built-in Roku. So I can watch stuff from YouTube. I discovered Pluto TV, which is a free app or channel, which has a bunch of channels on it, movies and all that stuff, with advertisements, obviously. That's how I discovered the cool YouTube show Tabletop.
Oh, yeah,
like
Tabletop.
Board games.
Yep.
I have Netflix. We have access the Hulu, Amazon Prime, and now the Disney streaming platform DSP. The only thing I want cable for is 25 Days of Christmas on ABC Family, also known as Freeform now.
Oh, I think I have. Wait a minute. So I also do not have cable.
Yeah? What do you have?
I have okay. When we decided to cut cable, so the one thing I still like to do, well, actually I don't do so much now, but we used to like to still channel flip.
Yeah.
So you would go through the guide when we had cable, right?
Yeah.
So I have Sling TV.
Okay.
Which kind of gives us that same experience of flipping through the guide.
Yeah.
But we found that we don't really use it that much anymore.
Really?
Because it's more, we kind of have an idea what we want to watch.
Yeah.
And we just go and find it. Or we'll just do a search in Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or whatnot. So I think I have ABC Family.
Yeah?
On Sling. Because that's one of the reasons we got it was because it seemed to have a good mixture of stuff that we already had.
I might need your login.
Okay, on cable.
I might need that. I might need to log in. I need a 25 Days of Christmas.
And also, Yeah, and we even get some local channels on there too. So it has a cloud DVR, so
Oh, that's cool.
the kids can go on there and why do we really need a cloud DVR, to be honest?
And that's the thing. So I noticed my viewing habits have changed.
So am I.
Because back in the day, we used to be tied down to, okay, this show is coming on at 8 o'clock. Oh, it's TGIF on Friday. You got to see that new episode of Family Matters because you want to be able to talk about it on Monday.
Oh, right.
Now, what the heck?
So, do you remember? All right, so we're gonna go back.
Okay.
We're gonna go back, right, and talk about something that doesn't even exist anymore.
I didn't put that on a shirt for you.
Yes. We're gonna go back, way back. Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So as a child of the 80s, and they were around in the 90s too, right? Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, child of the 80s. So you were in school all week. Okay. I mean, they showed some cartoons before school. And they showed some cartoons, after school. But those are like the fillers, right?
Mm-hmm.
To children, your what I will call, quote, prime time cartoon stuff showed up on Saturdays, right?
Yeah. The good stuff.
Yeah. So they used to have, before the new the fall premiere lineup, whatever you want to call it, Friday night beforehand, they would have a preview show. Each network would do it, and it would tell you what was coming on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So, it's like you got your, Muppet Babies or your Gummy Bears or, Kids Incorporated or whatever you would watch.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them. Even when we got a little older, it was Saved by the Bell and all that other stuff. But we would strategize. It's like, okay, from 8 to 8:30, we would watch this. And then we'd have to flip it to ABC and watch this.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to go to CBS for Muppet Babies. And then we'd have, and then we knew Saturday morning cartoons were done because after the last show we'd watch, then they'd have some, I don't know, it was like a bunch of old people they would interview.
It would be that or
a dog show.
Disney's Wide World of Sports.
Oh, that's right. Howard Cosell here.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And that's how I knew I was
Wild
done.
World of Sports. Yeah,
Yep.
That's right. That's right. So yes, it was the main mission on Sunday growing up was to A, get the Sunday paper, B, make sure the Sunday paper you got had the TV guide in it. Because if it didn't, it would be like trying to navigate without a nav system in the car for most people.
Oh yeah.
You were just lost.
You're lost in the ocean with no map. And it's during the day, so there are no stars to navigate by.
No stars to navigate by. That's right.
Listen here, Copernicus, you're screwed. Yeah.
TV was so it was much like radio, where so yeah, you'd receive the signals, and it was you were bound to the network's timetable.
Yeah.
And people were okay with this. I mean, so we talked about VCRs and stuff before, so that allowed you to time shift or view things later, but you still had to make sure you recorded the right time, otherwise you missed it.
Yeah, and the right channel.
In the right channel. And there are times where they had the schedule wrong.
Yeah.
Or you flip to the show and you're like, this isn't blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So, it was one of those things where it's weird. You would see the patterns of American households, right?
Yeah.
Because, certain TV shows are very popular in different years, so everyone would be at home watching The Cosby Show, for instance, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then, so that's what you did Thursday night. In fact, my bedtime was 8 o'clock, except on Thursdays, where we all watched The Cosby Show, so I got to go to bed at 8:30. I don't really remember Friday TGIF when we were older. So you had your Full House and your Family Matters, and then
Perfect Strangers,
and Step by Step, and it would change around Sister, or
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. So you were still bound to a schedule. So I remember for us who had VCRs, you record it, and basically you would get to watch. If you recorded every episode as they came out, you could pretty much watch everything up to the newest one.
Yeah.
Whereas now, oh, the new season of Fuller House came out. My kids have seen it in like, half a day.
Yeah.
And it's done.
Yeah.
So I remember trying to explain this to them. When I was your age, you watched a half-hour show.
Yeah.
And you were done.
That's it.
You waited till the next week.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. You get this without commercials, 22 minutes of that show. That's it.
But so here's the other thing that I miss from. Okay, so the streaming platforms, yeah, but there's one part of television viewing that I don't think will ever be the same that I truly miss from back in the day.
What's that?
The commercials.
Okay.
So
okay,
I'll use an example. Right. When was the last time you saw a Milky Way commercial?
Milky Way. It was actually on Hulu.
Okay.
And it was the tattooed girl. It's like, sorry, I was eating a Milky Way when she wrote regrets.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. No regrets?
Yeah.
And wow, that
Yeah.
sounded, at least in my head, it sounded like the guy.
Yeah.
So, do you remember what a Milky Way commercial was like back in the day?
Nope.
they would take like a choir of people singing a jingle talking about a candy bar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Commercials were so...
Hold the pickles, hold lettuce.
Well,
yeah, I'm remembering some of that.
They seem so much grandiose.
Oh, yeah.
So because I think it's they were programmed into the stream. Well, I'm sorry, into the broadcast. I need to make sure I use the right terminology here.
Yeah.
Because they knew certain people would be watching. But now, I don't even know how. Well, I guess it's easy to calculate who's watching what with a streaming platform because you just see who logs in. But you have people watching a show in all sorts of different times.
Yeah. You never know.
Whereas you could get a Nielsen box in your house, and it would track what's being watched at what at what time. So, and that's just talking about network television.
Yeah. Explain to people what a Nielsen box is.
So, some of you may have heard Nielsen ratings, where they basically, the Nielsen company.
Yeah.
They would rate TV shows based on viewership. So what they would do is they'd bring this box, you just call it a Nielsen box, and they hook it up between either your television antenna or your cable box to your TV, and it would track what you watched.
Yeah.
And then they'd take the box back, and because they weren't really doing uploads or downloads then, and then they'd go and tally up what it was you were watching. And then they do this to several thousands of viewers, and at least that's my understanding of it. Maybe when your one of your listeners, maybe they know more information about it. But my understanding is that's what it was.
Yeah.
Basically, and that's how they would rate television shows.
Exactly, because they didn't have like a direct source of picking up all of our data and data mining.
Well, no, it was one-way communicate. It would broadcast from the network. There you go.
Yeah.
It was out in the air, and your TV would just grab it and display it.
Yeah.
And then we got cable television.
Mm-hmm.
So cable TV, though very limited.
Yeah.
But that is how I got introduced to Nickelodeon.
Which is amazing. Well, at the time, it was amazing.
And Danger Mouse.
For me, it was Banana Man.
Banana Man.
Yeah.
And you can't do that on television.
Yeah.
But the thing that was neat with cable is, you had more choices. So at that time...
Yeah, instead of 12 channels, you had...
24?
24 to 40, depending.
24. Well, the knob would only go up to 31.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then you had the weird asterisk thing afterwards.
Yeah.
And then it would just, So before they had the cable-ready television.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest technology then was stereo TV.
Mm-hmm.
So if the little green light was on and the TV was in stereo. Remember flipping through channels looking for the green light to come on?
I do remember that.
And then the only thing we found was the news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we care for sports?
No. Yeah, they had all those in stereo. And they would have the whole, in stereo if available.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now all that stuff is taken for granted.
Mm-hmm.
The whole TV experience is just very different. I mean, just the technology with television is just different.
Bro, you're telling me. Okay, going back to what you're talking about, waking up the Saturday morning cartoons. I remember the tie-ins to shows like Boy Meets World when they show that.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, okay, I got to wake up early and catch this. I overslept and I missed it. And I have the hope for the best that it would repeat at some point.
Yeah, some random afternoon.
Exactly.
They'd use it as filler.
So it's like, well, I missed that. Maybe I'll see it sometime later on. I don't know. I'm too young to know how to work the VCR.
Well, usually off limits anyway.
Exactly. So, yeah, now, yeah, okay. I just go pull something up. I want to see that one part. Pull up the YouTube clip.
So here's the thing, though. But if you were truly baller back in the day,
Yeah.
do you remember what trumped having cable?
Was it, Nah, I have no idea.
You had a big-ass satellite dish in your backyard.
Oh, yeah, the satellite TV.
That was like 30 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
The motor,
Yeah.
you would sit there and aim based on your different satellites. So what that would do is you could actually intercept the feeds that they would use to send to the affiliate stations.
Yeah.
So, you can actually sit there and just have it directly go to your home. So, and that opened up all sorts of
Piracy.
well, yeah, that. and I know our dad aspired to have one, never got one, but that's all right because cable got that good.
Oh, yeah. And, I remember with the satellite TV, weather was an issue.
That's right.
If it was terrible weather, you're not getting anything.
Oh, that's true. That's why I don't have Dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. So, and there were some people who were so into TV they had cable and satellite.
Yeah.
So, or you had friends that had satellite, so you end up getting the Star Trek episodes a week early.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying I know anyone who did that.
Right. I'm not either. But theoretically, it could have happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if maybe some of your buddy listeners
I know, right?
know someone or have heard
Yeah.
allegedly
Exactly.
have a friend that has seen it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But TV in itself is just completely different.
Yeah.
Even from, well, it's the whole immersion factor is also different.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was watching television. I have by today's standards, I guess it's considered a smaller television.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 55 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is 9 years old. I'm still waiting for it to die so I can get a new one.
Gotcha.
But remember when you remember sitting there watching a 27-inch television?
Oh, yeah.
Because that was the big TV in the
Yeah.
house.
I remember watching Charles in Charge over the summer. It's like, oh, man. Look, we got the big TV in our room now. This is awesome.
Oh, this is awesome. It was a 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked like a piece of furniture.
Yep.
Of course, the tube was going bad, so we were missing about a third of the color guns.
It's all right, though.
Yeah. We made do.
Charles was in charge.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole episode. Usually.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we had our own TV in a room, so we were able to watch that and not have to go to the living room. We could wake up and boom, put the TV on. Yeah, the colors were off, but I didn't care.
Oh, the colors were so off on that thing.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too, is I don't recall ever really having to make adjustments to the television when I get my streams because they all look the same.
Yeah.
I guess digital is digital, right?
Digital's digital.
So, and that's a thing too, because I remember on really good days, some channels will look better than others.
Yeah.
I'm talking pre-cable now.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because actually that still holds true today. Because I do have a digital antenna hooked up to television.
Yeah.
And on good days, they actually show up. When it's raining, I get nothing.
Yeah. I haven't had to use any sort of antenna or anything on a TV, and I don't even know how long.
I got it. It was on sale, and it's amazing how much better the picture looks than it ever did on cable.
Yeah.
It's not compressed.
Yeah.
So yeah. So now the fact that having TV shows, they're episodic.
Yeah.
To where it's. I don't think they were necessarily all designed together.
Yeah.
But I guess they're kind of written on the fly per se.
Yeah.
But now you sit there and watch. I don't know how many episodes are even in a season now. Is it still 13? 8?
No, it's right now. It seems like 10.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. Because now they're
10
all
to
like
13.
Now they're all like mini movies.
Uh huh. It's funny you say that because a lot of things, well, it all depends on what you're watching. So if it's something like big budget, like Game of Thrones and stuff those are like 10 episode. If it was like Full House, not Full House, but if it was like the Marvel shows, those are about 13. Unless they needed a bigger budget for stuff, then it'd be like 10 or 8.
So I'm gonna admit something.
Okay.
I think I'm admitting something every episode.
I think so too.
Maybe this is a segment.
I think so too.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
That's fine.
I heard the ending sucked.
I enjoyed it. I didn't mind it. It wasn't the best, but I enjoyed the series for what it was.
Oh, okay.
I still want to get the complete thing, and that's another thing. Nowadays, you can buy so many completed series on home video, DVD,
Well, yeah.
Blu-ray, and all that.
I have all of Magnum PI. Is that not what you're talking about?
I mean, just Walmart had the complete Saved by the Bell series.
Yeah, it is. It is
for $50.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you watched an episode of Saved by the Bell lately?
Oh, they're awful.
I can't get through one, man.
They're awful.
The kids were watching one, and I was like,
it's like Zach's an asshole, and they should have. A lot of these people should have been arrested.
Oh man, and then, well, yeah, we won't talk about Screech, but anyway,
yeah.
I guess it was just, well, I mean, we're older now, but
yeah,
or maybe I tried to convince myself it was because I'd seen them so many times.
Yeah.
But I do wish the college years would have taken off more because I did enjoy those.
It's funny you say that because I think also it ties to where we were in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching Boy Meets World with a live studio audience just earlier today.
Okay.
And they're the parents, right? I'm as old as they pretty much are.
Oh.
So now
yeah.
I associate more with the parents and the stuff that they're going through than the kids, which is hilarious.
Well, yeah, that is funny because a lot of the shows my kids watch, I'm always taking the perspective of the parents.
Yeah.
So, and I keep telling my kid, parents aren't this stupid in real life.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like they're just like comic relief and everything. It's like, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, real parents aren't the foil.
No, they're not. And now that I'm older, I kind of see things for what they are. I was like, what the heck? What is the kid thinking? This is a little ridiculous.
I mean, I am glad to hear that Boy Meets World is on there because, I mean, they did come back into the limelight for a little bit,
Yeah.
Because, some of the actor
the starlet, I think, is what you can call her now.
Yeah, the starlet.
Yeah, Maitland Ward.
Maitland Ward. She played Rachel.
Yeah, she played Rachel in the season, I think 6 and 7.
Yeah, 6 and 7.
Yeah. Then she found her new career path.
Yes,
kudos to her.
Yes, good job. That takes some confidence and
she takes something
and it's aspirations.
Yes. Yeah.
Aspirations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
She has acting chops.
Yes, there you go.
Yep.
Chops. Yep.
And she didn't just swallow her pride.
Nope, she did not just do that.
Yeah.
It's just, I wonder if there's a lot of spit takes.
Yeah.
So television. Going back to television, when I heard about this Disney Plus thing coming out, I knew that was going to be a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well, I had already predicted that even though we have all these streaming services, we would end up having to a la carte them anyway because there's some overlap, but you never get everything you want. So
exactly.
Instead of having to pay a crazy amount per month on a bunch of channels that you may never watch, at least you have a better chance of spending less money, even though you have to buy multiple services, and getting more of what you want to see. So I find myself trying to be disciplined to where, and I've done it accidentally where I've spent half the day watching TV.
Oh, yeah.
They make it so easy.
It's easy to do.
Like, for instance, The Goldbergs.
Uh-huh.
Love the show.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I think I spent 4 hours watching The Goldbergs because it's like the next episode, 12, 11, 10, 9.
And like some things, it's even shorter. It's a 5-second window.
And it's just one of those things where and yes, I know I could just hit stop or the back button and find something to do, but it's like, well, it's already started.
It's already going.
It's just one more. It's only 30 minutes.
Yep. You get into that one more syndrome, and then next thing you know, the day is gone.
Yep, the day is gone.
Yeah.
So it's one thing I have enjoyed though with the streaming services is I'm able to enjoy shows I used to watch beforehand. Like I just started up The Greatest American Hero.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Explain to people what that is.
So The Greatest American Hero is about this guy, Ralph Hinckley. He's a teacher.
Is his name really Ralph Hinckley?
It is. Well, in one of the seasons, they changed it to Hanley because the Hinckley thing was a thing.
Yeah.
But they changed it back to Hinckley just because, look, that's his name. And he ends up crossing paths with this FBI agent played by Robert Culp named Bill Maxwell.
Yeah.
And they end up out in the desert at the same time. And what happened was the FBI agent's partner got killed. And the spaceship shows up. And his dead partner comes out of the spaceship. Says, I need to give you this suit. You need to solve this murder.
Is that what happened?
That's exactly,
Are you
I'm watching this going, what?
What?
So, and they said, we need you to, but only Ralph can wear the suit. The suit will not work on anyone else. And if you choose to do this, or if you choose to not do this, then the suit will disintegrate in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember the super suit and him not flying well.
Yeah, so,
but I don't remember that.
Yeah, so then what ends up happening is it's like, okay, so Ralph's got this suit. It's in this box. And FBI agent guy basically takes off. He's like, oh, have fun, kid. There you go. Because he thinks he's just having a mind warp.
Like a fever dream?
And the key part is the instruction manual falls out of the box. So he realizes this, so they do not know how to use the suit, but they end up using the suit. So each episode, he realizes there's like a new power or something.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's exact. Yeah, I was surprised. I did not realize.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, but that show wouldn't make it today. But that show was rated very well back in. Well, this was 1981.
Was it?
Yeah, 1981, and it ran for 2 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons. I don't remember. And Connie Selica played his girlfriend. She was so cute. And yeah. So, but it was well done. I mean, Robert Culp does an awesome, because he plays the straight man, where he's like, okay, well, we do this and this and this. And Ralph is kind of like, okay, well, I don't want to fly because I don't fly well. I haven't figured this out. And he realizes he's bulletproof and all this other stuff. But they're showing a lot of older shows like Gidget, for instance. My daughter liked watching the Gidget, the series.
See, here, okay, you're gonna have to explain, because I got Gidget and the Flying Nun. I thought they were the same thing.
Oh no!
I thought Gidget was the Flying Nun.
Nope. So the television series, Sally Field played in both.
Oh, was she in both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gidget was about a boy crazy 15-year-old who lived in Southern California, and it was basically just about her
life.
Yeah, her life and her boy craziness and whatever. Typical sitcom from the 1960s.
Yeah.
The Flying Nun was... So the premise of The Flying Nun, from my understanding, she was just so tiny, and they wore those big hats where she didn't really fly. It's that she was so small and light that the wind would just pick her up and she'd just steer.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love television from yesteryear.
See, and that's the thing, right? You took TV for what it was. It was escapism, and you just threw out all sense of reality.
Yeah,
right?
and they didn't have to go in and deep dive and explain anything.
No, it's like, for instance, Michael Knight pressed turbo boost, trajectory guide, whatever, and he just get out. There was no question of the physics.
No, it's just you just got
This is what it did.
Yeah. Suspension of disbelief.
Right.
It's like, oh, we don't have seatbelts, but we have a laser passive restraint system.
Right. And how in the hell is a laser gonna? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing about television, especially action shows, you remember Airwolf?
Yeah.
Stringfellow Hawk blew the bad guy up at every episode.
Yeah. He was
Killed
a murderer.
Done.
Murder.
And you always knew it was going to happen because the theme sequence would about to end.
Yeah.
Explosion.
Exactly. Murder.
Yep. They'd go park it in the mountain or whatever they kept it, and then there you go.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Little shout out to Ernest Borgnine there, his partner.
He finally died, right?
Yeah, they're both.
I know.
They're both dead.
They're both dead. Yeah, Michael Vincent died recently.
Yep. So that's a whole nother thing. There was no extended explanation as to why they got to where they're at.
No. They might do it in a brief monologue at the intro, and then that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Knight Rider, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, it was a 2-hour pilot. They pretty much got the step in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But then the point of the thing was to avenge his shooters. Right?
Yeah.
So, but if they were to do that today, that would be 4 episodes?
Yeah. No, well, not avenge his, but get revenge against the shooters.
Oh.
I'm going to avenge you for shooting me.
I get the words mixed up. I'm just very passionate today.
I see this. But yeah, like...
I will avenge you.
Like watching Boy Meets World, you don't... I'm going to keep going back to that. You don't get that sort of thing now because the show started. The first episode, you know what it was called?
No.
Pilot.
Oh, there was no name?
No name. It was just called Pilot.
Oh.
They go in.
And they flew a plane?
They don't sit there and explain everything to you. You see things are just happening.
They went in cold.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars.
So you can watch in Maitland Ward. You can see everything.
Season 5.
And it doesn't matter if you're watching that pilot episode or any of the other episodes. You can watch it in any order, essentially.
Right, because there were links, but they weren't. It wasn't so. Everything was. It was self-contained.
Yeah, and what's funny is that all the characters were different in that first season.
I do have a question though about that show.
Okay,
what the hell happened to his little sister? She kind of disappeared like Judy from Family Matters.
No, she didn't disappear.
She didn't disappear.
She changed people. So she was more like the mom from Family Matters. The actress changed.
Wait, okay, so she didn't truly disappear?
No.
Oh,
No.
Morgan, right? Her name was Morgan?
Yeah. So eventually, okay, like the first season where I'm at, Corey is just a regular kid, like a regular 11-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
His brother Eric is the smooth-talking
Jock
ladies
type
man. No,
ladies-
he's not.
oh,
He's
not a
jock. He's
I need
just
to watch these.
he's the preppy, smooth talker. He's not like affluent or anything. The family, because the parents, it's like a single income household.
Right.
The dad is the manager at a grocery store.
Oh, so yeah, he managed a grocery store. Yeah, it was normal stuff.
And like Corey was just a kid. They had the adorable, instead of making her the annoying whatever sister, they made her adorable.
Right.
And then later on, things shift. So Eric is kind of ditzy, and he's kind of an idiot.
Yeah, which I found. That's why I found it really entertaining.
Corey is kind of neurotic.
Right.
And he's kind of like paranoid.
Right.
And the first season, Sean has parents and a sister.
He did?
Yeah, both of his parents are, he's talking about his mom and his dad and everything, and he has a sister who gives Corey hair advice. None of that happens
wow.
later. None of that happens later.
They completely changed that.
And that is what's interesting, because they just change it, and there's no questions about any of it.
So they couldn't get away with that now.
Oh, no.
People would go nuts.
Yeah.
They would basically have to scrap it and reshoot it.
Yeah.
Or at least, I don't know.
Have some drastic
sort
change.
of explanation for it. Like, for instance, so I'm going to talk about shows that wouldn't make it today.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised this show made it when it was new. But do you remember Small Wonder?
We talk about that at work often.
It really, you're going to make an android kid.
Yeah.
Okay. And convince everybody that it's your kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it lasted for how many seasons?
It lasted, I want to say, at least 3 to 4.
But that just goes to show, people's, just acceptance of what it is, and there you go.
4 seasons.
It was entertaining.
96 episodes.
Okay, so I'd get it if it was available on.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Because we used to watch it.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. It's like we talk about My Secret Identity.
Oh, Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah,
in the aerosol cans.
Yep, he had superpowers and all that. Remember, what was the name of the show?
Out of This World.
Her dad was an alien.
Evie.
Yep.
See, Donna Pescow played her mom.
Yep.
See,
and what she could freeze time, right?
Yep, she could freeze time.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, stuff like that wouldn't last now.
No, definitely not.
I mean, it just wouldn't work because they had to fit a whole plot in 30 minutes. Well, technically it was 20 something minutes.
Yeah, 22 minutes
because of
commercials and all that.
And and we actually got to see one of my earliest memories of seeing something get redone. It wasn't a reboot, but it was a continuation of what's happening. What's happening now?
Yeah, what's happening now is like
a continuation,
it's soft reboot, a continuation, I guess. Yeah,
and it was done well.
Yeah,
done really well.
Yeah,
and that went on for a couple seasons.
I enjoyed What's Happening Now.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, I enjoyed it more than What's Happening. what's happening? Explain what that is.
So what's the original? Okay, so what's happening was about it centered around this guy named Roger Thomas and his buddies Dwayne and Rerun and his sister Baby D. Yeah, and
I'll tell him, Mama.
Yeah, and Shirley, who worked at
it was
I forgot what the name of the little
I don't remember the name of the place.
Whatever. Yeah. So basically, it was an episodic
Rob's Place.
Thank you. Episodic show where they would get into situations and they had 30 minutes to get out of it or whatnot.
Yeah.
So that ran in the 70s. It was a popular ABC show, and then they brought it back as a continuation where Raj is now married, and Rerun and Dwayne were both in it. But the guy who played Rerun wanted too much money, so he kind of disappeared.
Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm. He got kind of too big for his britches.
Was it Fred Berry?
Fred Berry.
Yeah.
Yep. And
R.I.P.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So and it centered more about Raj and his marriage and and
Nadine, right?
Nadine. Yep. And he ended up reopening Rob's Place.
Was it Raj's Play? Is that what it became?
No, I think they kept the name, but him and Shirley ran it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So and it was successful. It did well.
Yeah.
So that was, your standard sitcom type stuff. And you had stuff like, Family Ties and Growing Pains where everything was very, family centered. And,
yeah.
I started watching Growing Pains again in completely different light because I'm taking it from the parental perspective now as opposed to the kids.
Yep.
So, and even the same with Family Ties. So it's just really interesting. But one of the examples I always like to use of how people would just take it for what it is just the action television shows.
Yeah.
Okay. Knight Rider. I know I talk about Knight Rider a lot. Chips, The Fall Guy.
Fall Guy was awesome.
It's just, yeah. I mean, is there any really particular reason why he's jumping his pickup truck every other episode?
No.
It just so
looks
happened.
cool.
Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
How can we do like a cool bootlegger's turn in this Charger? Dodge Charger?
Yeah, Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
1969 Dodge Charger. Yeah. Excellent. Fun fact. A lot of them were 68s that they retrofitted with the 1969 front end.
Really?
Yeah, they wrecked over 200 of them. They had to do something.
That's awesome.
That's why they're worth so much money now.
Yeah.
There's not many of
them.
There's not
many of them.
So, and a lot of the action stuff, I mean, you can watch movies from back then and, it was just a whole different type of deal. But with television, you just had to be very careful of what you did. Like the first 5 episodes, if you go back and watch Dukes of Hazzard now,
yeah,
the first 5 episodes are different from the rest of the run.
Yeah.
The first 5 episodes was when they came on at 9 p.m.
Oh.
So they could get away with saying different things. Like there's a line that Bo Duke says to Daisy, something about how, if you weren't my cousin, I'd want to marry you. And she says, well, that really hasn't stopped anyone in the past.
Oh, my.
So when they moved to 8 o'clock,
yeah,
those references were gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So it turned into a more family-friendly show.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I just remember when they had the half-hour cuts of shows.
That was horrible. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Knight Rider had the half-hour cut.
Not very good.
Yeah.
So, that's what I am enjoying from the streaming services. I'm just watching a lot of the older stuff I used to watch.
Yeah.
It's just I have a hard time getting into the newer shows because, first of all, well, everyone's busy. I'm a parent. There's all sorts of stuff. And plus, I do. I'm more of a music guy.
Yeah.
And more of like a TV guy anyway.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to invest time in watching a show, usually what happens is I'll watch it after it ends.
Makes sense. So you don't have to worry about waiting till that next thing.
Number one, I know I can watch it because it's ended and there's an end.
Yeah.
Right? So then I can go in and watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because this whole I finally found my limit. Well, the show Lost tested it, and then there was some show called Revolution where there was this thing where
I don't know that one.
Something happened where all technology was blocked, so cell towers, nothing was working, and people were just basically walking from state to state trying to figure out what.
Really?
Yeah, and I tried watching it, and it just got canceled. So there was no resolution.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I think didn't something happen similar to Under the Dome?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
or Last Man on Earth. That's another one, right?
Is that even on anymore?
I don't know. I don't know if that got canceled, but I
don't know.
haven't watched any of that either. So,
Yeah.
so I'll use the whole binge thing to my advantage because if it ends, okay, well I know it ends, and then I can. I just consider it like a big movie.
Yeah, I have a hard time nowadays watching a lot of that stuff. Well, sitcoms nowadays I just can't even do because a lot of them are just terrible.
Oh yeah, today, yeah.
Just god awful. Like I enjoyed Big Bang Theory in the beginning, but then I started realizing this is just a Mad Lib.
The same jokes over.
It's like, okay, this happens. Now we need a science reference. This happens. Now we need a pop culture reference, and it was just a Mad Lib.
Oh yeah, it turns. Yeah, it's a formula.
Yeah,
that they just keep following.
And it's just not. A lot of it ends up not being funny anymore.
So here's another thing. So I'm not really in a reality TV, but my wife's been watching Survivor.
I can't stand that.
So I'm not a fan of Survivor either, but I will say it is very different watching multiple of them in a row.
Yeah.
Than it is. I can't imagine trying to watch it week by week.
Oh no.
Because first of all, I mean, I don't know. The more I watch, I just laugh more. But
yeah,
it's well, reality TV is not really anything I was all that interested in.
No.
But I will say though, when the Real World on MTV
I just
started,
talked about that at work.
It was. They would do the commercials, and they would just say, here's a true story of
True
7
story.
people. Yeah, of 7 people picked to live in a loft or something.
Pick live in a house. Have lives taped.
To find out what happens when people stop being polite.
And start being real.
Yeah, find out what happens.
Yeah.
Wow, how in the hell did I remember that? Anyway, so I watched that. I watched the first couple, and it was interesting at first just because it was like, all right, you're watching people interact, and it was new.
Yeah.
But now, it seemed more raw then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't know how to do it because no one had really done it,
And
right?
it was a little more realistic.
Right. But now it's produced anyway.
Okay. We were talking about this at work.
Oh, okay.
So, the early seasons, I want to say like the first 4 seasons. Not the Waldorf Astoria, but the 4 seasons. Oh, the Real World.
Not the Motel 6?
No,
Okay.
no. Were especially the first when they're in New York, it was very raw. It was very like you're looking into the lives of all these strangers,
Right?
Because they still kept their jobs,
right?
They
That's
still
right.
had they watched TV, they had all that stuff, and it was just stuff that was happening to them in their life.
Right.
Like they had the one dude who died of AIDS eventually.
Oh, Pedro in season 4.
Yeah, who was also the same. This is how you. I'm going to hurt you right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go.
So Pedro was in season 4 in Seattle.
Okay.
Puck was also in that season.
Yeah.
Remember Puck?
Oh,
he was
gosh.
a jerk.
Yeah.
You know how old Puck is?
How old is Puck?
He's 52.
Wait. Now?
Now.
Wait a minute.
Puck is 52 now.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No.
Looked it up, and I was just like, oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts so much. Yeah. He was a courier. But, yeah. We're talking about how that show was and the first 2 seasons of Road Rules. It's like, this was cool.
Oh yeah, because they would they lived in an RV and they drove from town to town and they would
they get the money challenge or where they have to get jobs and do stuff, or they do all sorts of that stuff.
And then they turn it into Real World Road Rules challenge.
It was like the challenge
now
show.
It's just like the games part of Survivor.
Now, instead of Real World, we have Floribama, which is like the offshoot of Jersey Shore, which now films in St. Pete.
Oh, is it in St. Pete?
Yep.
I didn't know it was in St. Pete. I thought it was further south.
Oh, nope, it's in St. Pete. It's in St. Pete.
That makes me sad.
Already throwing up in McDivits or McDittons or whatever it's called. And
really?
All sorts of crazy. On a Monday night, getting arrested. Because the one girl, I read the article about it, because she knew her debit card number, she was able to bail herself out. And she knew all her card information, so she was able to bail herself out.
So, I remember, if you wanted to be on TV,
yeah,
you had to be an actor.
Yeah,
but now you could be on TV as long as you're in front of a camera.
Well, now, if you can spark up some sort of craziness or controversy, then you could be on TV. If you can't really do a lot of that, you're on YouTube.
So I'm more of a YouTube person.
I'm more of a YouTube person also. You're like a historian.
Yes, I could be the Buddy Talks historian.
I know. You would do that, and it's like, this is a history lesson or whatever. Whereas
I could be the BTH.
Oh, what?
The BTH.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, but and it's just everything now is so highly produced. When you're watching these quote unquote reality TV shows and it says there's a writer credit, you know it's not reality. Come on, man. Seriously.
Yeah, the whole reality, unreality.
Sorry, I missed that.
So
No, Siri.
yeah, it's not real. It's I find it quite sad, and
It's terrible.
It's and I know a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, like I've watched episodes of Ridiculousness, watching people just totally fail at
Some of the
things.
stuff is funny,
Right.
but then you get some of the stuff is just ridiculous.
So you think it's society's voyeuristic needs or something?
I think so. And I think because everything is so fast moving nowadays that they got to do a lot of this stuff quick to catch your attention because we're just bombarded with entertainment. And if they don't hook you within those first couple minutes, actually first couple seconds, you're going to move on to something else.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you then.
Okay.
Pick one TV show, assuming it becomes successful, to bring back. What would it be?
One TV show, assuming it becomes successful. So one that's not available anymore.
Right. If there was, if they were to do one now, that a TV show you would enjoy
To come back?
Yeah.
I know you're going to say like Knight Rider or something. But I'm going to go somewhere else, especially with the current climate.
Actually, I'm not gonna talk about Knight Rider.
Okay. Alien Nation. I would love to have that come back.
I guess I'm gonna have to mention Knight Rider now because that was my answer.
I enjoyed Alien Nation as a kid. So what Alien Nation was just a bunch of refugees.
Well, it took place in they said the near future.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of alien refugees that picked planet Earth as their refugee point.
Yeah.
Or camp.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to learn how to live with each other.
Coexist with these aliens. And I remember George, he was the head of the household for the aliens. Sykes was his partner. His
human partner.
Yeah, because George, he was the alien. I can't remember what they were called. But he was a detective.
Yes, they were both detectives.
Yeah. And they would solve crimes, like human crimes and alien crimes and stuff like that. And there's a lot of like racial tension between the two groups.
Yes.
And I thought it was a really interesting aspect because it was a commentary on life.
I didn't know you liked that show.
Oh, I love
that show. It was based off a movie with James Caan.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
aliens were a lot more beefy in the movie.
Yes. Bigger budget.
And do you remember what the aliens used to get drunk off of?
No, I remember wasn't water like one of their weaknesses or something like that?
Yes, water was toxic, but they would get drunk off of spoiled milk.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
I should have went first because I was going to say Alien Nation.
Tectones, also known as newcomers.
Yeah, they call them newcomers in the TV show. Yeah, that would be really good.
Yeah, actually. I think that would definitely work, especially with how they do a lot of shows and stuff now. Another show I would like to see, Man and Machine.
I was waiting for a segue.
Yeah, Man and Machine I think would also be cool.
So what was Man and Machine about?
Man and Machine was another. There was like a lot of cop shows that were coming out, and this one it was I can't remember any of the people's names. But I just remember he had the robot partner.
Yeah, he had a cyborg partner. His name was something Man.
Yes.
And it was a cop show, and the guy wasn't called Murphy. And I forgot what her name was, but they ended up falling in love or something.
Yes.
But now, there was another show that lasted not too long that involved, it was two males, though. It was the guy who played Bones in the Star Trek movies. And
oh yes,
I forgot what the black guy's name was.
He was on.
I know he was in that really wicked movie where he played that weird dude, but I don't remember his name. But
Yeah.
anyway, he was also a machine of some sort.
Yes, he was like a robot or
Yeah,
something like that, an android.
But yeah, man and machine would work.
Because
Okay,
Yancey Butler was the.
Yancey Butler.
Yep. She played Eve.
Yes, Eve.
Yep.
Eve.
She's still pretty nice looking. But yeah, Man and Machine would be cool too.
So what else are you gonna? I'm not even gonna answer because you took my two. I mean,
I already mentioned Briscoe County Jr. in another podcast.
are you for real?
Yeah. yeah, that would be cool too. And Bandit.
Oh, the
That was like-
remake.
the remake TV show when he had the Dodge Stealth.
Dodge Stealth RT.
Yep. What would you bring back?
Well, other than Alienation and Man and Machine. So maybe I don't have anything I guess specific, but
Yeah.
it would be nice to find a nice like a family-based sitcom.
Yeah.
To me, Family Matters was very refreshing when it came out. And it had a long run. It got a little weird there towards the end when they started time traveling and the whole Stefan Urkel thing. And
I'm sorry. Almost Human was the show you're thinking of.
oh, thank you.
Carl
Almost
Urban.
Human. Yeah, Almost Human. And it would just be nice to find another show where, and I know they have a lot of them, that are aimed at kids.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to find one that was aimed for a whole family.
Okay.
I guess you could say Fuller House is one, but that's
It's a continuation.
That's a continuation, but something
I
original.
just came up with an idea.
Okay.
Well, go on with what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So a nice family sitcom where family can sit down and we just watch it together.
Yeah.
And get it, where the parents aren't looking like total tools and the kids aren't totally disrespected. And
Yeah. So I feel like Good Luck Charlie was kind of in that.
Yes.
That had an old school vibe because the parents weren't complete idiots, but they were part of the humor.
Right.
Especially when the dad got buff.
I missed that show. That show was
That's
really
on
good.
DSP.
Is it?
Yep.
So Even Stevens, is that
That is on
Disney?
there too.
Flash Forward.
No, that's not.
So
And a Heartbeat's not on there either.
So for you folks who wanted to see a very young Ryan Gosling,
Yep. Ben Foster, Ryan Gosling, and Jewel State.
Jewel State.
Yep.
I still laugh every time I see Mark Foster get blown up in The Mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to bring that up.
But you mean Ben Foster?
What did I say?
Mark Foster.
Who's Mark Foster?
I have no idea.
I think I said Ben.
I mean, it's recorded. Are you sure you want to say that?
Alien Nation, Man and Machine.
You know what I would love to see?
What's that?
Do a sitcom. Will Smith.
I think he'd be real good. You mean kind of like
He's
in
the
a
Fresh Prince, but now it's his nephew.
They could. Would he be like the Fresh King of Bel Air,
Well,
or be like the Fresh King
his-
of Kenosha?
his nephew would now be the prince,
Oh,
the fish out of water.
they could do that.
Yeah, either that or because they wouldn't really have it the other way around, where he's in West Philadelphia and like the ritzy kid goes there. I don't think that would really work as well.
Well,
But
no,
it's
probably
like
not.
he's older now, and he's kind of gone past his crazy ways, and now he gets like his nephew from West Philadelphia who's wild like he used to be, and he has to kind of rein him in.
Someone brought an idea up to me. It's like, what if they reverse Different Strokes?
To have a black guy yell at a little white boy's ass in a bike shop.
White boy. It's funny. The bike shop answer always comes up. I think I brought it up last time. So you take an affluent, black family.
Yeah.
So, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Blackish now. Them like adopting two little white kids.
I've never seen it.
And I'm
just
completely
can't care to watch that show.
I am cracking up inside right
Yeah.
now. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
So, something like that. I don't know, but then again, that's not original.
Yeah.
It's not original at all. It's something that they've done already, and it's do they know how to be original anymore?
I don't think so.
I mean, because I was on YouTube.
Okay.
When this is probably the same night I was watching the 36 minutes of Montgomery Ward's commercials.
Yeah.
They had so they do it by year. It's they had TV intros for shows that got canceled for that year.
Oh wow.
There were so many television shows.
Yeah.
So many television shows.
A lot of shows got canceled like quickly.
So it's I don't know.
That's why I feel nowadays you don't see a lot of new stuff
No, you don't.
because people play it safe.
So the whole political correctness thing.
Well, it's like, okay, we see that this works, so we're going to go ahead and follow through with that because we know it's a tried and true thing that's guaranteed money.
It's a formula.
It's a formula. And if someone goes ahead and they're like, well, we're going to try something new, holy crap, that worked, everyone's going to copy that.
So basically, instead of just coming up with something good, they just want to come up with something that everyone would want a piece of.
Money. Yep. That's how it works.
Sad.
That's how everything is now. And it's disheartening. That's why I like a lot of shows now on like Netflix and Hulu. Anna and I just finished one on Netflix, Daybreak, where it's pretty much like the apocalyptic. They're in Glendale. And all the adults are like, they turned into weird zombies. So it's like all these kids became like these gangs. And like, so you have the Chirmazons.
Oh my gosh.
You have like the Disciples of Kardashian, the golf club.
That's
and
hilarious.
Like the jocks and stuff. But it's a comedic spin through a lot of it. And it's really interesting storytelling through a lot of it too.
So
because he breaks the fourth wall.
Is it a comedy?
Yes, it's like a comedy.
So I could probably enjoy
Yeah.
that.
Ferris Bueller's in it because the kid seems like Ferris Bueller.
Oh, that's funny.
And Ferris Bueller is the principal in the show.
Matthew Broderick is the... Oh, that's hilarious.
It's only 10 episodes.
I'll have to check that out.
But it's really good.
Huh.
We just finished it last night, and that was an ending I did not expect.
Oh, really?
And I want to see the second season.
Because I'm waiting for the second season of... I'm horrible with titles, but the one with Christina Applegate. And,
Oh. Wow. Now I can't remember what it's called either. Thank you very much. What's that? Dead to me. Thank you, live studio audience. But yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, seeing a lot of these original shows are just really cool on the Disney streaming platform. I never thought I would be into Star Wars again. But The Mandalorian,
everyone,
it's like a Western. You don't you never see his face. You don't even know his name.
I'm not a fan of Westerns.
Well, this I kind of like because he's like, it feels what I think it captures what Star Wars has been missing, and that's the adventure aspect.
Right.
So I think give it a shot. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. We waited because we're doing so much stuff this week. So everyone's home.
And I'm not gonna spoil what you see in it, but you see one of the most adorable things ever in existence.
Oh, I'm in it?
I said adorable.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said atrocious.
I didn't say dark.
I thought atrociously dark and vintage. Who likes to stress out at movie theaters?
Exactly. But yeah, it's. I think seeing those is like the streaming platforms are where people are more willing to be adventurous.
Well, yeah, and it changed the way they package things.
Yeah.
So it's the chances, well, at least the way I see it, there's a higher chance for them to just, okay, well, let's try this and we'll package it up and then see what happens.
Yeah. And also they can get around a lot of like the TV
rules,
censorship and all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's still rules on TV because I see a lot of stuff on normal TV that
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There are some rules there, even though they get away with a whole lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like if Walking Dead was on HBO, I think it would be a way better show, or a streaming platform.
Yeah.
Way better show.
Oh, I thought you said Walker, Texas Ranger. Sorry.
That's coming back.
Are you, what?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
No.
Yes.
Okay, see, that is not one of the shows I said that should. No. Don't tell me.
I think it's the one guy that was. He's on Supernatural because Supernatural's ending. I think he's gonna be
really?
Walker, Texas Ranger. Yeah.
But
I think Jared Padalecki.
But you really can't. I mean, first it's Chuck Norris. Who's playing Trevette?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't even know what to say. I'm shocked.
This is your fault.
Why?
You spoke into existence, and now it's happening.
Oh.
You thought it was like, you know what? They should redo Walker, Texas Ranger.
That
Someone
was
heard you. Boom.
That was
Here
my
we
joke
are.
for the last 10 years. What the hell?
And here we are.
You know, I really should be a millionaire. I really should. They should bring that.
Yeah?
Yeah. They should. Any day now. They could bring that back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Walker, Texas Ranger reboot starring Jerry Padalecki in the works.
So what's next? In the heat of the night?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the current political climate.
I would just like to see something that just, I don't know, it's just pure entertainment. So, you know, one other thing you don't see a lot of anymore, and you might have been too young to really even see a lot of these, but they were really popular in the 70s and even early 80s, but like the variety shows.
Yeah, you don't really see, you're talking about
Donnie Marie Osmond or whatever, right?
I can't remember her name now. The one who would wink.
Oh, Carol Burnett?
Yes, Carol
yeah.
Burnett show and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see anything like that anymore.
But the variety shows I'm talking about, it will come on at night.
Yeah.
And they would just have guest stars and, they would do things, and whether it's skits or just have performances and do whatever.
Like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, but maybe some of them weren't weekly, like they'd have a special or something where like some celebrities say, hey, let me just get all my celebrity friends together and we'll just do some stuff and entertain.
Yeah.
Entertainers getting together and doing things.
Yeah. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt had something similar to that before. Yeah. I can't remember, but he went on this whole being creative streak.
Yeah.
And he had something like that.
What is he doing now?
I think he's still acting.
Oh, in what?
Various movies. I haven't kept up with.
I haven't.
My Joseph Gordon-Levitt knowledge isn't really super sharp right now. But I know he still does
That's
stuff.
right. I can't remember crap. So that just works out all right.
Yeah. But, I had something. Have you seen what the Conan O'Brien show's like now?
I have not seen Conan O'Brien in several months.
It's like half hour, and it's super streamlined now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When did they go to half hour?
I don't know. I just know it's super short now. It's not what it used to be.
But
I don't think he has the big monologue in the beginning. He has guests and stuff, and I think a lot of it's about travels, and I think he still does the video game thing bit.
So do they have because I know Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show, they still do the typical guest thing, but they have a lot of their skits and games and whatnot. But
he still has little bits and portions of that stuff, but it's not what it used to be. I haven't actually seen it. I just know that's the thing that's changed.
So is this a good thing?
I don't think so, personally. I used to love watching the Conan O'Brien show.
Yeah.
And now it's just so streamlined. It's so short now.
So what do you watch now?
Well, I don't have cable, so I don't really watch any of that stuff anymore. So now, if we don't have anything to put on before, it would be either, if we just wanted something on in the background, it would be either Parks and Rec or it would be The Office.
Oh, okay.
And because I've seen Parks and Rec now, God, who knows how many
Parks
times.
and Rec is
I love
awesome.
it. But now with DSP, it's Boy Meets World.
I'm gonna have to start watching that one again because they used to show reruns. And
It's
then
really good. And the thing is, when they showed reruns on MTV, they cut a lot of it out.
Oh, did they?
There were so many commercials. The shows were only 15 minutes long. Oh wow! I was like, they're missing a good chunk of this episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many years did that show run?
Boy Meets World.
6, 7.
I know. I think. I know he started in 6th grade.
And then he went off to college.
Yeah,
he went off to college.
Went off to college, and I think he graduated. 7 seasons.
Okay.
158 episodes.
And Topanga really didn't look any different after the second season.
She showed up in I think the third episode. When she
Right.
was super weird.
As a super
hippie.
Yeah.
And then
Then when they did Girl Meets World, she really didn't look that different.
no, she still looked good. She wasn't super hippie or weird anymore.
No.
But they did have that throwback episode where she did a lipstick on her face.
Well, yeah.
But the problem with that Girl Meets World was Disney messed with it too much.
It was way too deep.
To me it wasn't deep enough. It was way too like popcorn, superficial, ridiculous, stupid.
Oh, so it was high school deep.
It was just so awful. Awful.
My kids liked it.
I enjoyed like the episodes where they tied in old like threads into the
Right.
new stuff.
So one cool thing that really happened, Girl Meets World came out, and my kids would watch
That's
it.
also on DSP.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the Mr. Feeney episode,
Yeah.
and then the kids were like, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah.
I said, "That's William Daniels." Oh, okay. And he's talking, and they're listening, and they're like, "Oh, he was in the Boy Meets World show, right?" I was like, "Yeah." "What else was he in?" I said, "He was in St. Elsewhere."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're watching it, So then I showed them a couple episodes of Boy Meets World where his voice was a lot more
Prominent.
And then finally,
Mr. Matthews.
yeah, Morgan figures it out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's Kit.
It's also the dad from The Graduate.
I've never seen The Graduate.
never seen The Graduate?
No, I have not seen.
Aw.
But speaking of Dustin Hoffman movies, I did watch Tootsie the other day.
I don't remember watching the whole movie.
You need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Another show. I know I'm jumping back.
I know we're all over the place. This is great.
Bosom Buddies. Again with Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks was very versatile.
He is very versatile.
Oh yeah, is very versatile.
I was talking about, to live studio audience today. If I were to be stuck in a reality TV show like Real World, and I get to choose some of my castmates, Tom Hanks would be one of them.
Okay.
Terry Crews and Jeff Goldblum at least.
Oh my God.
You need to watch that Jeff Goldblum show that's on DSP. He talks about shoes and he talks about ice cream. And it's an amazing show because he's so weird.
And he embraces it too. He's just like
Before, I think now he realizes that he's a cartoon character and he just lives it up. I think he hams it up a little more, but he's just really weird.
I think he's just really happy to get away from being the Fly.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what they said his basketball name would be.
The
Yeah. The Fly. But it's a really good show. I think you'd enjoy it.
What's it called?
It's wow. It's Jeff Goldblum, The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
World. Okay.
It's a National Geographic series that's on the DSP.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's not all just cartoons and old
Oh,
Disney
no.
shows. So
No, they have new stuff too.
So do they show the Mickey Mouse Club?
They have some of the old Mickey Mouse Club.
They don't have any of the new Mickey Mouse Club?
Yet. Just give it time. Give it time. I don't know what sort of licensing issues there may be, or if they even have the footage. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, they filmed it here in Orlando.
They did.
What licensing is there?
I don't know. I don't work for Walt Disney. If I worked for Walt Disney, I'm sure I'd get paid a whole lot more.
Michael Eisner couldn't donate the episodes or something?
I don't even think he has anything to do with anything.
I don't know.
anymore.
I just said Michael Eisner. Like when I think 80s and Disney.
I know. Isn't it like Bob Iger now?
Is it?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob. But no, for the new Mickey Mouse Club back in the late 80s and early 90s, that was total Michael Eisner.
Yeah.
That sounds like
I don't even think he does anything with.
That sounds like a whole nother episode.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've thought of many episode things.
Yes.
There was a whole topic I wanted to get onto in this one,
Yeah.
and we still didn't get to it.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
going to be for another time.
Another time.
But speaking of time, we are now over an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So again, I'd like to thank everyone and thank you again for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure being brother buddy.
Yeah, and you say that really weird. I say, brother buddy, you're the one. You make podcasting lots of fun.
Brother buddy, I'm awfully fond of you. What the hell was that?
Are you part of the Country Bears? What the heck? You went all blood on the saddle.
Blood on the saddle. Blood all around.
But yeah, thanks again for coming on. Thanks you guys for listening. We definitely love it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to hit us up on any of our social medias. You can find those at buddytalkspodcast.com, or you can email us at buddytalkspod@gmail.com. Again, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Neighbors Dogs, for tuning in and barking as I'm giving the ending. Thanks, live studio audience, and thank you all for listening. Have a good night.